Okay, let's talk about something that gets all of us. That dreaded blank page. That feeling of being completely and totally stuck. But what if I told you there's a method, a science, to conquer it for good?
We've all been there, right? You're staring at the screen and that little cursor is just blinking and blinking and blinking, and all your great ideas just feel trapped inside your head. It's so frustrating. But here's the thing. What if the problem isn't you? What if it's not about a lack of inspiration at all?
You know, the biggest thing holding most of us back is this myth, this idea that great writing is some kind of magical talent that only a few chosen people are born with. Well, today we're going to bust that myth wide open, because here's the secret. Great writing isn't a gift, it's a method. And this quote right here, it changes everything. See, it's not about that one single flash of genius. It's a craft. It's a series of actual deliberate steps that, believe it or not, anyone can learn and master.
And that craft? It's got a name. It's called process writing. And honestly, this is the key that unlocks the whole thing. It's all about following a structured approach that turns the huge, scary task of writing into small, doable steps. Think of it as your secret weapon against that blinking cursor.
Okay, so what does this powerful process actually look like in practice? Let's break down the blueprint. We're about to walk you through the 6 essential steps that will literally change how you approach writing.
And here they are, the whole roadmap, right in front of you. It all kicks off with choosing what to write about, and then just gathering all your ideas. After that, you organize them, before you even start writing the draft. And then finally, you get to the polishing phase. Reviewing, revising, and proofreading. When you see it laid out like this, it suddenly makes sense, right? It's a clear path from that scary blank page all the way to a finished piece.
So, these first 3 steps, this is your foundation. And get this, before you even think about writing a single complete sentence, you're choosing a topic, gathering your raw ideas, and then, and this is so important, organizing them into some kind of structure. All this prep work, that's the real secret to making the actual writing part so much easier.
So when we say gather, what are we even talking about? It's basically the brainstorming phase. This could be a mind map, a messy list of bullet points, whatever works for you. The most important rule here, no judgment. Just get all the ideas out.
All right, now that you've got your organized notes, you're ready for step 4, drafting. This is where you finally write. But notice what's happening here. You're not starting from scratch anymore. You're just translating your plan into sentences and paragraphs. The really hard work, the thinking part, it's already done.
Okay, first draft is done. High five. Now it's time to review. This is where you ask the big questions. Are my ideas actually clear? Does the whole thing flow logically? And hey, here's a fantastic pro tip for you. Swap your draft with a friend or a classmate. Seriously, a fresh set of eyes will spot things you've become totally blind to.
So this final step, it's actually 2 different things, and people mix them up all the time. First, there's revising. That's the big picture stuff. Improving your arguments, fixing the structure, making things clearer. Then, and only then, comes proofreading. That's the final polish, where you're hunting for typos and grammar goofs. They're both super important, but you do them separately.
And both of those things, revising and proofreading, they fall under one big umbrella, editing. So when someone says they're editing, what they're really doing is this 2-step dance. First the big picture, then the tiny details. The pros never skip this.
So when you follow these steps, you're not just getting a piece of writing done. You're actually changing your entire relationship with writing itself. Let's look at what that transformation actually feels like.
So, what's the big deal here? What does it actually mean for you when you stop thinking of writing as magic and start seeing it as a process? How does it really change things?
I mean, this chart really says it all, doesn't it? Look at the difference. Without a process, you've got tons of stress, and the writing is, well, it's not very clear. But with a process, the stress goes way down, and the clarity goes way up. You're literally trading anxiety for confidence. What a deal!
Okay, so if you remember just one thing from all this, make it this. Writing is a skill you can learn. It is not a superpower. A clear process will beat just sitting around waiting for inspiration to strike every single time. You want to be a better writer? Simple. Build a better process. All right, so now it's over to you. Think about that email, that report, that essay you've been putting off. With this blueprint in your back pocket, that blank page isn't a wall anymore. It's an invitation. So, what's the first thing you're going to create?